Hi Meg. Okay, so here's your past life spread. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at where we are, what you did with the majority of your time, an important day, another important day, the death, and the lesson learned. And we're going to get hits of time throughout. So I'm just going to relay to you the images and impressions that I get, and your job is going to be to try to make connections where you can from what we're going over here to your current life. And I'll try to help however I can, alright? So, we're going to start here, and this is the Nomad card, and what it means is either one, this is someone who moved around a lot, or two, this is someone that lives somewhere where we no longer have the name for it. Maybe the country has changed, or maybe it's so long ago that it's not even there anymore kind of thing. So I'm just going to be getting clarification for that, and we're going to move on to this card, which is what you do with the majority of your time. So this is the slavery card, and it doesn't always mean slavery. It can just mean slave to certain things like the times, or your mindset is being what's it called, repressed, or what's it called, in North Korea where everyone's brainwashed. There you go. Okay, so that's the word. So what it's feeling like here, it feels like there's a aspect of slavery, but not in the way that we think of slavery in the sense of being outside and hard laborish kind of slavery. And so, okay, wait, what this place is feeling like, it's feeling like we're going somewhere around the Middle East area, or Arabian Nights kind of thing. I don't know if Arabia is around, or if it really was a thing, or if Arabia encompasses a segment or a region of a certain country or something, but it feels very much like that. And so we're not moving around a lot. We're going to a place that no longer is called what it was here. So it's going to be hard to identify it in that sense. But we're going to a place that has the Middle Eastern landscape to it. And there's gonna be a desert nearby, because that's what it feels like. So for you, how you can make connections is, one, do you ever feel like you enjoy looking at Arabian or Middle Eastern culture, or the language intrigues you, or the art, or even the goings on over there? Maybe you're someone that really watches the Middle East, and I guess that could be a lot of people because of what's going on, all the time over there. But if you're someone that's intrigued by the Middle East, I mean, that includes Egypt and all that cool stuff too. So just keep that in mind if it speaks to you as well. If you're someone who likes the desert, that stark beauty of the desert, that can speak to you as well. On the other hand, you might be someone who completely despises that area and doesn't care at all, or just has no feelings about it because we're there here. So because our soul experiences one thing, like being in that area here, your soul might now not want to experience anything about that. So keep that in mind. And so this card again, what it's feeling like more and more, I feel like we're looking at a female life, and I feel like what we're looking at is someone who is, I don't know the word, but a concubine or mistress, but part of many. So I feel like we're looking at someone who's higher up, possibly royalty, who has a lot of women or wives. And it's very much like Anna and the King, or whatever, that that movie where she comes to visit and he has all these wives, and it's just that instead you're one of the wives or one of the mistresses. I'm not sure if there's marriage in this, quite frankly, but it does feel like we're looking at kind of a sexual life in the way of slavery wise, you're expected to, as a woman and being in this group, you're expected to perform certain things. So in your current life, one, you could be very in tune with your sexuality, or two, you can be completely in discord with it and be kind of prudish in a sense because of having to live this kind of life here, you see? So it can go either way. Let's go to the first important day and see what's going on here. So this is the wowzer card. This is the wow card. Like you're experiencing something on this day that kind of elevates you in some way, either opens your mind or gives you new perspective. The relationship involved is the child card, and the feelings involved is love. And so what I'm feeling here is that this is the first day where you feel a deep love unlike anything you felt before, because what I feel like we're seeing here is that you're either pregnant or just gave birth, but I feel like we're looking at someone who is pregnant, and the child growing in you is the feeling of it is unlike anything you've ever experienced, and there's this crazy deep bond between you and this unborn child in the womb, and it's what you never expected it. You would have thought you wouldn't want it, and this is the first like level or depth of this kind of love that you've ever felt. Because not even love for yourself, because this has just been like a lifetime of duty. This is duty, and this is also going to be your first child. You're young, you're very pretty. It's kind of like what else is going to happen, you know? So what's interesting is I feel like there's a favoritism involved with you and this guy, whoever he is, that has all these wives or mistresses or whatever. There's something about you, and I don't know if it's because of your beauty or your youth or whatever it is, but there is a feeling of security involved with this, even though you know it. Like, all the women know, oh, if you get pregnant, it's kind of a security thing, like, that you're going to be taken care of. There's just, like, this was done for, like, a whole different reason. Like, on a soul level, you agreed to get pregnant, like, out of wedlock, with this child, and you and this child are very much, like, in the same soul group. Like, you very much, on a soul level, knew you were bringing this child in. This child is coming in to change your life, and it already is, not even by being born. Like, before it's even born, it's already changing your entire being. So in your current life, you could be someone who really wants a family, or if you have a family, it's what you always wanted. Or on the flip side, you may be someone who doesn't want children at all, because the experience of having a child here was so profound that you could be, like, okay with taking a break in this life, which happens a lot. So keep that in mind if that speaks to you at all. If you do have children, even, I want to say, as far as like a niece or nephew, there might be a young person in your life that you feel very connected to, and that would be on a soul level. If you just feel this connection, you can't understand it, that could be very much a soul level. And it wouldn't be surprising if it was the same soul coming in, because a lot of souls, they'll come in for each other to help elevate each other, and that's what this does for you. It's an elevation. So it's almost like maybe you're also someone that's waiting for like a big moment in order to, like, move forward with something. You could be someone who's just like, not makes excuses, but you're like, I'll know to do this if this happens, or if so-and-so, you know, like, if they win the championship, then I will take that job, or whatever it is. You might be someone that makes decisions based on moments happening around you, and that could be because this moment changed your life forever, so it would stay with you that, oh, I need big moments in order for this big change. But I feel like if that's the case, this is being shown to you to show you that you don't need to wait for those moments to make big change. You can make the changes on your own just by listening to yourself. It's like, don't wait around anymore. If that speaks to you in any way, that just that simple statement is stop waiting around. Take that with you. So let's go to the next important day here. And here we have the marriage card, which is really interesting because we're seeing this develop with the guy. It's not just a bunch of mistresses. He has a bunch of wives and mistresses. And I feel like we're seeing him take another wife. And I feel like you're that wife, and the soul group involved, it's that child that you have, that because without that child, you wouldn't be where you're going. And this is bringing you into a whole nother level of society. And this is a approving, disproving, because there's a torn feeling happening because you had a child or you're pregnant, whatever, out of wedlock. So the disapproval you're feeling is like from like not yourself, it's more like from the people around you, like maybe even if you have a family outside of this life, it's like from them or society around you in general. They don't want their, I really feel it's kind of like a king or a royalty, whatever it is, they don't want him taking a bride that's having a child like that got pregnant out of wedlock. But there's something, there is a like a chemistry between you and this person, and it's the right thing, and he doesn't care anyway, so he's making it happen. And the approval thing is the feelings you feel for him, actually, because even though you're doing this kind of duty, it's something that you kind of signed up for. So yeah, we have the slavery card, but it's because of being a woman in this country, in the kind of job or whatever, that the kind of lifestyle that you have gotten into. It would only be natural that that you wouldn't hate the guy. In fact, there's an approval about him marrying you and taking you under his wing and making it so the rest of your life will be comfortable, very comfortable. And, you know, even upping your status. And so in your current life, how that can transition is a couple of ways. It's one, you could be going through a transition right now. So this is coming up to show you that you have transitioned greatly before. And it can be in society, like you could be having a new job and your pay level's going up and things are happening for you. Or it could be a transition where you're leveling up mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And to show you that it's all well and good, but also to show you that if you're going through this transition, you're going to be attracting new people to you. And it's just important that you put out feelers that are like attracting the right kind of people. So it's like, don't backpedal is what I want to say. If anything, don't backpedal. Don't invite old energy into your life. There's new people to meet who will get you. Like, even if you're going through a transition, they'll get you more than people from your past. So, I mean, there's always like these people, a lot of people like long for the past or whatever. So if you feel any itches for the past in any way, just try to put that aside and just know better is coming. And as well, you also might consider marriage in a couple of ways. You might be scared of marriage, not into marriage, or wanting to be independent because we see someone who's so locked down in this lifestyle that you want to, you know, reclaim or keep your independence. And you might see marriage as like a property kind of thing. On the other hand, you also might see marriage as a lot of women see marriage, which is like the next step up or the next, you know, the next chapter and that kind of thing. And that might really speak to you as well, because that's what it was here for you. It was a whole new lifestyle. It's just, you know, a new home, new room, new clothes, new respect, basically. And respect might be important to you in this life because of not having the kind of respect until getting that respect, you know, when you don't even know what it feels like to feel a certain way, and then you do and you're like, oh, okay, this is nice. So you might be someone that requires respect from people. On the other hand, you could be someone who puts yourself down and who takes a lot of crap from people, because it's not that you did that a lot here, but it's that you're at another's whim. So you might be a people pleaser or someone who runs around doing things for your family or your friends or whatever. And I feel like that if that's the case, this would be brought up for you today to tell you to move past that, to move on from that, and to, if you haven't already, transition out of that, to start catering to yourself more and not others, because catering to yourself is going to bring you the right people, and in turn you'll be able to help others in that way. The more you know, when you help yourself, you'll be able to help others better. So I feel like that's what's coming up here. So let's go to the death. And now here we have the accident card. Okay, so I'm just trying to see what this is. It's interesting because I feel like something happens while you're pregnant with another child, and I feel like you pass while you're pregnant with another child, and I feel like it has to do with like being off balance because of it. And I feel like there's actually someone there who could have helped but didn't. And I feel like it's a slip and fall kind of thing. So we're seeing a slip and fall. So in your current life, one, if you've had any miscarriages, it would stem from a soul memory of this one that you lost. Two, this could also indicate that you really do want children a lot. You could be like going through a baby fever crazy thing, and it would be from this as well. On the other hand, you might be scared to have children because of what you lost here. Two, you could also have like endometriosis or something that is blocking you from having children, or it's hard to conceive. And that would stem from this as well. As well, you could have weak ankles. You could have vertigo. Also, let's see, vertigo, weak ankles, and what else can come up? Oh, also a distrust in people. It might take a long time for you to warm up to people, or for people to get to the level of trust that you hold, like in high regard for the ones that have stuck by you for so long, because of the person here that could have helped you and they didn't. I feel like that's like a little piece in there that was thrown in there because of just again, maybe like a general distrust, or something about bonding with people. It's almost like even people who are your family or who are close to you, you might just be very guarded. If that's the case, it would stem from here. And if not, that's great and fine. So the lesson learned is, this is the working hard card, which is so funny. It goes with this so well, because that's what you did your whole life. Even after you were married to the guy, this is still a really hard life. And it's, again, not physical. Well, actually it is physical. There is a lot of physical duty involved in this. And again, if you have any issues with your sexual organs in this life, it would stem from here. Or if you have any issues with, like, again, sexuality, or just like that realm, it would stem from here. And the hard life, that didn't stop with the physical. I mean, we're talking about mental, emotional. You had to kind of be on your game, and you had to act correct a lot. This life was about acting correctly. And so in your current life, you might find yourself that you're weird about etiquette in yourself or others, or you could be someone that just doesn't care, and you're like, I'm going to stay in my pajamas all day if I can, because I can't, like, that kind of thing. Like, there wasn't a lot of slack in this life. So in your current life, if you find yourself to be someone that is maybe a little bit messy, maybe a little bit disorganized, maybe you what's it called when you put stuff up, procrastinate. And that's fine. And it's because you couldn't do those things. You could not just relax here. You always had to be aware here. And that's exhausting. So anyway, there is your past life. I hope you enjoyed it and were able to make some connections. And thanks for letting me read you.